Welcome to the Maximum Edge Sports Wager Show. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. And I have a very special guest today, my favorite Miami sports fan, your favorite Miami sports fan, 305 Sports Babe.
What's up, Tooch?
Good evening. I haven't talked to you in a while. How are you, first of all?
I know. Where do we start? Happy Groundhog Day, Happy Valentine's Day, Happy Super Bowl Sunday. There's like all these middle. I think the last time I talked to you, I just got over COVID. It was like after the New Year. Yeah. So
Yep.
how's everything's good?
Things are good. It's cold here in Des Moines, and I know it's like 90 there or something today.
It's ridiculously hot here. Last week it dropped, but now it's like 80s, 90s. It's the typical, Florida back to the regular weather.
Right on. Well, lots of things going on in Miami. Let's talk a little football, where the Dolphins have a new head coach.
Yes.
I don't know much about it, but he looks like former Bears head coach Mark Trestman. Then that worries me a little bit. But I know you're excited. Can you tell us a little bit about Mr. McDaniel?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you didn't say he looks like a Starbucks barista, because that's usually what we're getting now, is that he looks like a barista. So here's the thing with this new guy, right? Like, personally, I wanted a guy who comes here with head coach experience. Maybe that's like Doug Peterson or like a Harbaugh, right? So I'm like, please, like, don't let this be another experiment. Give me somebody who has experience. So then they throw out this name, Mike McDaniel. And I'll be honest, I was like, who? At first, we're like Mike McDaniels, and Twitter's like, no, it's McDaniel. So like the head coach search was like, happening, and they're interviewing, and we just were patient, so we thought maybe like before the Super Bowl or so, whatever. So then they announced this guy, Mike McDaniel, and we're like, what? So everyone's like Googling, and this guy looks like totally Starbucks barista. No one knew anything about him. And so, everyone's very skeptical. They were like, do you know him? Do you know? So then he comes on and he has his press conference, and you would have thought it was like the presidential inauguration. Like, everybody stopped what they're doing down here. Like, my boss had it in the conference room with the TV on.
Wow.
And everyone, like, it was huge. So it starts off, and it's like, first you have Stephen Ross, and all I heard was blah, 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 blah. So nothing, I didn't hear anything out of that guy's mouth. And then you have Chris Greer, and one of the first things he says was, oh, February's been a great month. And I'm thinking, well, how can you say February's been such a great month? I'm like, right. Are you not on the same planet? Are you not in the same, like, what's going on? Like, do you not know, like, but we'll keep that in a second.
And we'll talk about that in a second.
So then Mike McDaniels comes up, right? And like, looks so young. Like, I mean, just like your neighbor, such a cool looking kid, and just swag, right? And the way he talks, and we're just so excited to have him. One thing that he did that totally melted my heart, it's something so small, that his favorite dessert is like this little cookies and cream with caramel brownie, and he homemade them, and he gave it to like everybody in the Dolphin staff. And like, I'm like, this is perfect. I did like how he said that he's going to be doing the play calling. That's one thing that we're not used to. We're used to play calling all over the place. And what I know about this guy is he's very creative. He reminds me, like, his plays are like back in the day Madden, like,
yeah.
So I feel that, if he's going to be play calling using, not playing football like 1980s, like playing 2020, 2022, I think it's going to be great. He supposedly has a good relationship with Tua. He hired, Patrick Surtain's back, Sam Madison's back. I'm waiting for Richmond Webb to come back. So you're bringing these guys who have like passion for the team along with new blood, and I think it's going to be great.
Well, I'm excited too. I mean, he's the former offensive coordinator of the Niners.
Correct.
49ers.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I'm excited too. Anthony couldn't be here tonight. He is bowling. It's bowling night for Anthony. So it's you and me tonight. Chicago Bears got a new head coach too. It's, the thing about the Bears hire is that they got rid of two guys named Ryan and Matt, the general manager and the head coach, and they hired two guys named Ryan and Matt. So, the same thing, a Ryan general manager and a Matt head coach. So Bears fans are kind of like, nothing changed. What the heck?
So, no, I think you're gonna be okay. Trust the process. I've been saying that as a Dolphins fan for how long, but trust the process and see what happens.
Right. Well, I mean, Miami has a lot of good young talent on their football team. You mentioned Tua. They've got a good running back in Myles Gaskin.
Yep.
They have good young wide receivers.
Like Waddle, Gesicki,
right.
I mean, Jalen Phillips, Waddle. Christian Wilkins. We have on paper names that are solid.
Yeah.
It's just, I know that the leadership wasn't able to bring them to success. Of course, you can bring a horse to water, you can't make it drink, but there was no bringing the horse to water with this, this pass. So I'm excited.
He's got a lot to work with. You mentioned the tight end Gesicki. He's a free agent. Is there talks of bringing him back?
So we want him back, but Chargers are looking at him. 49ers are looking at him. He's great. He's so underrated. And I'm scared we're going to lose him. I think that we didn't appreciate him. He brings great energy, and Penn State guy from Jersey.
Yep.
I think we're going to lose him, unfortunately.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the Chargers, because that's like a natural fit for them. They lost Hunter Henry the year before he went to New England,
it'd be good for them.
Yeah, it would be a good spot for them. They haven't really had a good tight end since Antonio Gates, and then they got Hunter Henry and they let him go too. So that would be another a piece for Justin Herbert. Yeah. But let's talk about what's going on with the former head coach of the Dolphins, Brian Flores.
Oh my gosh!
His accusations against the Dolphins organization that the ownership wanted him to throw games, or at least make it difficult to win, so that they could get higher draft picks. And I can understand. I got to tell you, I'm kind of like, I wish the Bears would do that, so we could tank a little bit and get some higher draft picks and fight. Because all we do is like we're always in the middle, and we're just getting these mid-round draft picks, and we're 8-8, 6-10, 7-9.
Very content, middle of the line, nothing.
It's like middling hell. You never get out of there. But
oh my goodness.
What's the temperature like down there regarding the Brian Flores news?
Like every meme. Okay, so what happens is we end the season over 500, right? We lost 7, we won 7. We beat the Patriots last game. So everyone's like, all right, cool. That next Monday, breaking news, Brian Flores gets fired. Everyone was like, wait, what? And everyone, including myself, was defending Brian Flores, saying it should have been Greer. Ross doesn't know what he's doing. Why is Brian Flores getting fired? So we were kind of heated about that, to be honest with you. I don't know anybody who first saw it coming, and second was why? So then we kind of sit back and saying, all right. And then, bam, apparently Stephen Ross was playing the color game. It was trying to pay him to lose games and all this shapes. And then apparently Tua and Brian Flores got into it a few times, a lot of chirping back and forth. So, of course, like anything, there's two sides of the story. But my problem, I'm mad at both of them right now. I'm mad at Brian Flores for, doing it the way you did. If that was really going on, open your mouth. Don't wait till you get fired to do it. Be a man and do it in the heat.
Right. Second, he was keeping the secret, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it's a shady business and everything, but what the heck? Number two, I'm mad at Stephen Ross. If you're really paying my head coach or offering him $100,000 to lose a season, when I'm paying $2,000 to be a season ticket holder and I'm going to these games, cheering my butt off, expecting to win, and you're paying someone to lose, that's my second problem.
Exactly.
So it's just I really didn't even think Stephen Ross was going to show up at Mike McDaniel's press conference. I thought maybe Dan Marino was going to introduce him. So I'm extremely mad at Stephen Ross. If all these allegations are true, he's gonna be forced to sell the team. There was talks that maybe Tom Brady would want to buy the team, which would be interesting. But I'm mad at Stephen Ross. I'm mad at Brian Flores. I mean, all of a sudden you say this. Good for him though, for getting hired with the Steelers. Best of luck to him and everything. I'm shocked that the Steelers even took a chance with him. I'm glad, with Mike Tomlin and everything, he'll be great over there. But this whole thing blew our mind. As a Dolphins fan, our emotions. I can't even tell you, mental health for Dolphins fans, check on us, please. Check on us. It is, we don't know. We're happy one minute. We're sad. We're confused. We're angry. We're excited. It's and it's not even everybody knows the whole NFL. It's not oh, hush, hush. This is big news. CNN, ESPN. There's no hiding this. So,
it's crazy. The news was so shocking. I know Pittsburgh, probably a good place for him. A great defense over there. He can lend his talent. My first reaction was, I don't know if he's ever going to get a job in the NFL again, and I'm surprised he did. So. I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
It's the NFL has to investigate, don't you think?
Oh, they have to. No, they're going to, without a doubt. But you think how slow is everything? The whole thing with still
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
all backed up. So Yeah, the
Yep.
NFL is like major $1 billion organization, but they have their own attorneys. So things are like this whole Brian Flores thing. You're not going to get any like news flash about it until like there's a lot of questions that needs answered. Like there's a lot. But I'll tell you one thing. Was it Bill Belichick or Kraft? Who was the one?
Bill Belichick had
Bill
was
Belichick.
texting with him,
Oh my
right?
gosh, shots fired.
It's like
You
I think
knew-
I think I've got the wrong Brian here.
Like really? You knew exactly what you were doing, bro. That was like
Oh my
dirty.
goodness. Yeah.
So I'm just like I'm sad football season's over. I really
Yes.
wanted the Bengals to win. Good for the Rams, you know. But like this off season, I mean, like I just need like a bottle of wine every day.
We should have had you on before the Super Bowl because Anthony and I had one of the easiest bets we've ever made for the Super Bowl, and that was the Bengals kicker over 1.5 field goals made. You know, we put a lot of money down. Just that one bet, you know, that was our night. You know, it was so easy for the Bengals kicker to kick 2 field goals in the game. We thought Vegas had made a mistake setting that one out there. Like I think it was minus 120.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, next year we'll have to have you on before the show so we can give you our best bet. You could, you know,
before the Dolphins make the Super Bowl, right?
When the Dolphins make the Super Bowl next year, right?
I wish. Only my dreams.
Well, let's head over and talk something. Let's talk a little bit about a couple first place teams in Miami.
Yeah.
Let's hit the ice first with the Red Hot Panthers.
Who
would think? I know they're a great offense. Talking Stanley Cup, maybe this year down there.
Possibly. So with the Panthers, like first of all, you say Florida Panthers. Half the people don't even know where in Florida. They think maybe like an Orlando team in Jacksonville. It's in Sunrise. Sunrise is about 30 minutes north of Miami. It's more like Fort Lauderdale, right? And for the people in Miami to get there, it's track. Like I haven't been to a game this year. I went last year. But hot, red hot, consistent.
Yeah.
And what really is unfortunate, they play at the FLA Live Arena. They can't fill it up. So it's just South Florida is not a hockey town yet. I mean, but the momentum with the Florida Panthers, do not sleep on them. Like, and then you gotta remember up north we have the Lightning. So like, yeah, people think Florida hot. Hockey is hot down here.
Yeah, how do they keep that ice from melting? That's what I was. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish I knew. But no, definitely don't sleep on the Panthers. I mean, they're a fun organization to watch, and we'll see what happens.
I'll tell you what would might make Florida fans wake up is a Stanley Cup championship for the Panthers.
We're not ready for that. Where would we even have a parade? Biscayne? Like the parade, so they play all the way by the Everglades. Like there would be so much planning for that. But that would be amazing. That would be really, really cool.
Right, and over on the hard court, you've got the Miami Heat in first place, tied with my Chicago Bulls. What's the temperature like on the Heat?
It's, oh my gosh, it's so much fun to be a Heat fan right now. Like, you got to remember, we've had, I mean, maybe I'm wrong saying this, but I think we've had the most injuries and BS and issues more than any team. Our bench had to step up tremendously, like Yerksvin and Strus and people like that. But right before the All-Star break, the last like 2 weeks, I was getting nervous. Like we lost 2 against the Raptors, Celtics and Nets. Like there were teams that were just like hacking at us, like that little Chihuahua.
Yep.
And we weren't playing. We were playing okay, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh. But we held on. So we made it to the break, being in first. Bam, as long as Jimmy stays healthy. But the thing is, like we get teed up like every game. We're just a very animated team, very animated. So like I go to these games thinking, okay, is it going to be Victor Oladipo this time? Or not Victor Oladipo. Is it going to be, because he's still on the bench. Is it going to be Kyle Lowry getting teed up? Like Max Strus, the nicest kid you want to meet.
Dwayne Dedmon, Tyler Herro, Jimmy Butler.
Like, they're really, really hard on us this year, even Eric Spoelstra. So we're excited. Everything, like the stars are aligned, but I mean, the Nets, the Sixers, Celtics went on a nice run. I'm happy, but I'm not like sitting in my throne thinking, oh, here we go to the championship. No, the playoffs are going to be tough. Milwaukee, there's a lot of talent.
Yeah, one thing I love about the Heat is that they play defense.
Heck yeah.
They play like my Chicago Bulls used to play defense. Now we don't play a lot of defense, with the team we've got in Chicago. But you can always count on the Heat to bring some tough defense, and that's what I love about them. That's I bet on the Heat occasionally, and I do like to. I don't like to bet against them because of that defense. That's one thing I got to say. And we talked. You and I talked a little bit before the show about the Tyler Herro trade rumors for Bradley Beal. What do you think about that?
It's not heavy down here. We're not shaking in our boots. We're not thinking, oh my God, we're gonna lose Tyler. Tyler has some issues. When he's hot, he's hot. But I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's good. We're not freaking out. I think what Eric's doing and Coach Spo and Pat Riley, we're developing players young, and I want to franchise them, keep them forever. And Tyler's one of them. So we're not like, oh my gosh, this is the day Tyler's going to go. We're in the realm of sports. Miami Gesicki will go before Tyler, we think.
Right.
So we're more worried about that as Miami fans than Tyler Herro. But no, Miami sports, who knows? Maybe he'll be gone tomorrow. Like, we don't know these days. You can't. Right. Nothing would impress. Nothing. It's all over far here. So
next time you come back, maybe we will be talking a little Miami Hurricanes in the NCAA tournament. They just won their 20th game. I know Jim Lardagas got the team pointed in the right direction. And we'll talk some Miami hoops. College basketball is my favorite time of year.
Is it March Madness? Who's your team?
March Madness is right around the corner. I went to Marquette. So I'm a Marquette Warriors fan. Golden Eagles now, of course. When I went there was the Warriors, and you're St. John's. We're the same. We're both Big East.
Yeah, I'm St. John's, but I'm also realistic, knowing that it's not looking good for March. I'll tell you who I like is I like Arizona.
Oh yeah,
they're hot. Don't sleep on Arizona.
Darn good team.
Catching their games here, they're good. UCLA. Yep. I mean, you have a lot of talent there.
Yep.
For Michigan, Juwan Howard. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh. Yep.
That's a whole nother thing.
That is a whole other thing.
5 games.
Yeah, suspended. That's probably the rest of the regular season before the conference tournaments start up. But yeah, March Madness right around the corner. My favorite time. This is where most for me at least, this is the time where I make the most amount of money wagering on is college basketball.
Yeah.
The NFL is so hard. Baseball is so hard. NBA is so hard to wager on and be continuous profit. But college basketball, my favorite time. You only have a little bit of time left, about a month and a half.
It'll be good
to make my bones. But we're very excited, and hopefully you can come back and talk a little bit more, maybe around tournament time.
Yeah,
we'll see where St. John's. I think St. John's a pretty good chance of getting in the NCAA tournament, if not for sure. And NIT. I mean, my Marquette team maybe also. We're probably about the same area of where St. John's is. So, but yeah, lots of fun coming up, and hopefully you come back. We'll talk a little basketball, and Anthony will join us too. Want to thank you tonight for joining us, and Ashley, we'll see you again. We can find you on Twitter at 305 Sports Babe, and give her a follow, folks, because if you're not, well, you're missing out. I know. We didn't get to talk about the book you're reading.
Oh my gosh!
Yes,
men love bitches. Like, yes. I'm such a nice woman. You know what I mean? Like, and I really get back and everything. But I'm at the point in my life, in my early 30s. Like, no more doesn't mean I'm gonna be like but I need to figure things out. Like, so I will be updating you on the book I'm reading. But it is I don't even like reading, but I'm addicted to it. Like, I'm gonna So
it's funny because men love bitches and women love bad boys.
I know,
right? It's kind of.
They said that. They're like, "Are you gonna read A Woman Love Assholes Next?" And I'm like,
no. Exactly.
They're in my life if you want my autobiography. But no, it's a great read. I'm excited to, and that's one of my goals this year is to read more. And just self-awareness, self-help. And it's so important for everybody. So
it's so interesting what makes people tick and what gets them going. So
exactly.
But yeah, thanks again, Ashley, for coming with us, and we will talk to you next time. Want to thank all the viewers who tuned in to C305 Sports Babe. Give her a follow because she's a blast on Twitter, and we will see you next time. Ashley, thanks again for your time.
Thanks, Tooch.
All right, you too.
And I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction.
Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible.
Invincible hustle, mighty desire to conspire to